Yo, what's going on, toxic gamers? Well, everybody's bricked up over Battlefield 6, except for some people. You do not have to like the video, you do not have to subscribe, but some people are now talking about skill-based matchmaking because it got confirmed. That is what they're saying. And people are looking like this. Like the video if you do not want skill-based matchmaking. But yeah, let's actually get down to it, alright? Shout out to the homie Nero, roll it.
To go over. We have Battlefield 6. We have the COD community's reaction to the game. We have Battlefield devs calling out Call of Duty and making fun of the stupid skins in their game. Then, of course, we have yet more information about Call of Duty falling apart now that the Call of Duty HQ has been updated.
You can hear the smile on his face when he said Call of Duty falling apart. Brothers just want another downfall, man. Damn, man. Toxic gamers, man. What? Oi, oi.
Honestly, not even sure where to begin with this video, so let's just start things off with this.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Activision is worried. Activision is straight up scared. The reception to Battlefield 6 has been nothing short of insane, and that's in large part due to just how poorly Call of Duty has been doing the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We've often said that COD needs competition, right? Because without competition, games stagnate. You look at how good and innovative the old COD games used to be back when it was competing like every single year with Battlefield and Gears of War and even Titanfall and like all those other random pop-up games that occasionally happen, right? Like back when COD had competition.
We also had Medal of Honor, though. There were also a couple of other like FPS games that were hitting people in the G spot at that time to pause. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like we had some decent games. We had some decent games back then, but now it's like, bro, there is nothing. The only game that we're looking, or most people are looking forward to, is GTA 6, and we're hearing that it's gonna get delayed to September. That's another rumor. Well, I guess that's for a separate video, but yeah, so
things were really good. Those were the glory days. And if you're a sports fan, especially like an older sports fan, you might remember just how good Madden used to be back when it was competing with 2K. Some of you probably don't even know that, but yeah, 2K used to make NFL games, but eventually Madden got the universal rights to the NFL, and the game immediately went downhill and became all about Ultimate Team and microtransactions and all that.
Not your game anymore, it's our game. Yeah, that's and you know, you can extrapolate that further, and it's not Xbox's fault, but it's yeah, bro, I feel sad for Xbox out there, bruh. Those suckers ended up buying Activision at one of the worst times imaginable, bro. Damn, even like that friendly BBC Online, that friendly UAV Online, even after having the friendly BBC UAV Online skin, even after that, bro. Like, damn, man. Like, yeah, that's a real skin in Call of Duty. That BBC was, you know, flip-flopping, smacking people on the face, paws, and yeah, they did that and sold it for $20. They sold it for $20, guys. Man, you cannot make that up, bro.
Stuff, and the same thing is true of the COD franchise. Over the past couple of years, they have stagnated. The game is more about the store as compared to the core content in the core game. There's no more soul left in the franchise, and this isn't a new thing, right? We've talked about that a ton here in the channel, but COD fans are sick of how Activision has been handling things, and to illustrate that, I want to share with you guys a couple of polls that were run by Modern Warzone the other day. The first one here is pretty simple. What will you be playing this week? We have the Battlefield 6 beta, Black Ops 6 Season 5, Warzone Season 5, or both. I mean, COD and Battlefield, right? To which an astonishing 82.8% said that they will only be playing Battlefield, with about 10.2% saying they're going to play both, and then 7% saying they're just going to straight up stick to COD and they have no interest in Battlefield.
Both people, or people that said both, I mean, they're enjoying life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I figured it out. They're enjoying life. They don't give a damn about none of those toxic gamers. None of you toxic gamers out there, right? That's what it is, probably, man.
That is actually pretty wild, man. Like, this is a Call of Duty focused Twitter account, and 83% of the votes say they won't even be playing Season 5 of Black Ops 6. That is nuts. And we're talking like over 10,000 votes here. I did see some pushback to the poll, however, especially coming from JGod, saying that this was all to be expected, right? We're talking about Season 5. That's never going to be that interesting of a lackluster video game like Black Ops 6. And the update itself is pretty devoid of content. So comparing that to the beta of a brand new game is kind of like comparing apples apples to oranges. But I think the point still remains. Call of Duty fans are straight up fed up. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys are agreeing in the comments right now. Like, they're over gamers. Black Ops 6. The new season looks awful. The game so far has not been good whatsoever, and we've been waiting 10 months for them to finally make it good, and there is nothing to excite players to keep them playing Call of Duty right now. Battlefield has had hype in the past. It's had betas in the past, but nothing quite like this, where Call of Duty fans in such
it's crazy, because back in the days, betas meant something, you know. People would be like creaming, like literally, like pause, but people would be hitting the G spot. People would be insanely hyped over betas. You remember when betas were brand new? Yeah, what game started the betas? I don't remember. I believe, okay, the first ever beta that I played was the Battlefield 3 beta. I remember that, right? I believe it was like, hey, buy Medal of Honor or pre-order Medal of Honor and get the Battlefield 3 beta early access. Yeah, I do remember Battlefield 3 beta having, or Battlefield 3 having a beta, and that was the very first multiplayer beta for an FPS that I ever tried. And back then we also had demos, actual demos on the PS3 and 360. I had the PS3 back then, the fat PS3, the Sony Pony 3s, right? And we had demos. I remember, like, there was a game of Iron Man game demo too. Oh shit! Yeah, man, it was lit. It was lit, bro. I would go on the PlayStation Store, download everything. Okay, put everything on. It was free. If it was free, it was for me, right? Simple. But Call of Duty coming out every year, coming out disaster after disaster after disaster. Yeah, like, suckers don't care. And after such a long time, we're finally getting Battlefield 6 and the beta, and people are excited to try out. But here's the thing, same happened with Battlefield 2042. Trailer gameplays looked amazing, but when the beta came out, people were excited. But when people played it, yeah, right, like, everybody started to look like this. So you know what, let's be cautiously optimistic, but let's be real, man. There is no way this game's gonna be bad, man. There's no way, bro. There's no way. This is it. It is now or never. And real quick though, before I forget, I gotta shout out you guys for, you know, dropping super thanks, the tips and all that. Thanks for all the content. The homie JR101 said, me and my kids love your channel. Keep it up. Give us a shout out. My kids will go crazy. I got you, homie. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you, Lisa, for the $15. Thank you guys so much for all the love on the channel, man, and supporting the channel. Appreciate it. All right, let's get to it. So shout out to the exclusive Ace. Yeah, so even the homie exclusive Ace is talking. Roll it.
What's up, guys? My name is Ace, and should Call of Duty be concerned about Battlefield 6? I think so. However, I do want to start this off being crystal clear up front. I'm in no way saying Battlefield 6 is going to kill COD. It's not the COD killer. There have been dozens of so-called COD killers over the years, and even decades at this point. Right. And yet, Call of Duty is still here, and it's still consistently among the top-played games month after month after month, at least on consoles. So
I want to get to the skill-based matchmaking part as well that is going around.
No, I don't think Battlefield 6 is going to absolutely destroy COD this year, and COD's going to be dead because Battlefield 6 is taking over. However, in saying this, I do think COD should really be taking note of the general sentiment right now in the community toward their franchise versus Battlefield. And I really think the timing on Battlefield 6 couldn't be better right now. I feel like the community sentiment for COD is at an all-time low, and this is the perfect time to strike for Battlefield. And the funny thing is I don't think this is entirely due to the fact that Battlefield 6 is looking like it's going to be really solid, which, to be clear, it is looking like it's going to be a really solid entry into the franchise. I think the situation is more so set up by how Call of Duty has been handling things. Yeah. And I think they've been getting far too comfortable on top, and that has made them complacent, and it's allowed them to get away with a lot of things that they wouldn't have been able to get away with if they had really solid, viable...
Absolutely. If there was competition, never. This would have never happened. And also, if Warzone did not exist, or if Warzone wasn't as successful as it once was, I mean, it still is doing crazy, right? But if it wasn't this, or if it wasn't making that much money, Call of Duty would have been dead long ago. Or maybe it wouldn't be dead, because then they would have actually tried, and they would have gave a shit about it, and they would have tried to make it better. Because yeah, if it wasn't for Warzone, they would have been losing players the way they are going right about now. So if they were losing players the way they are now, and if they didn't have Warzone, oh, they would have tried their absolute hardest to make sure that they wouldn't do none of that trash. Like, no more Teletubby skins, right? No more friendly UAV online skins, the BBC skins, or Nicki Minaj's Bunda in the game. You think I'm joking? Nah, they had Nicki Minaj's Bunda. Like, if any non-gamer watching this, I don't know why you would be, but if you're a non-gamer watching, like, it might sound like I'm exaggerating, trying to be funny. I'm not. There is Nicki Minaj's Burna, Teletubbies, Butthead and Beavis, BBC online skin in the game, bro. Actually, bro, but okay, let's be on the topic at hand, right? They are talking about skill-based matchmaking now. I saw the homie 8 Thoughts also make a video on it, and he said they deleted and changed the tweet. Battlefield 6 will have skill-based matchmaking and no server browser. They said we're gonna have server browser, but in portals, right? A little suspect, but okay. Cancel your pre-orders and don't buy this game. F these people and their manipulative BS is what the homie said. Now Battlefield Bulletin reported and they changed the tweet after. I'm not sure what they said. Maybe they misworded one thing and they wanted to just correct that, or perhaps it is what we think it is. Battlefield 6 will have skill-based matchmaking, but it won't be implemented in the way it's featured in games like Call of Duty. Yeah, but closer to past Battlefield games. Battlefield 6 skill-based matchmaking will prioritize, okay, show more, we cannot see more. It's team balancing, not skill-based matchmaking, which it may very well be. We have to find out, but this is a little bit crazy. So man responded to a tweet, which we're gonna get to. Transparency is vital for players' experience, especially with skill-based matchmaking and such entities in online games. Okay, typical Battlefield server. Man just calls skill-based matchmaking an entity. To be honest though, it kind of is, alright? It kind of is. At least for Call of Duty with the EOMM and, you know, them trying to make sure that suckers waste their money on the skins and all that. Yeah, that's the goal, right? But okay. A typical Battlefield server, as we know it, would help maintain players' assurance of a proper experience. I agree. But Alexia, however, which is the producer at EA working on Battlefield 6, responsible for all things engagement, progression, menu, games flow. These views are my own. Says, I'm gonna talk about our server browser later today. Damn, 1 hour ago, she tweeted. But first, I wanna understand everyone's reasons for wanting a server browser. But I thought you guys were gonna have it. Does that mean that we're not having it? Oh, what? Okay, no, it doesn't mean that. Let's be real. I'm trying to be melodramatic there, exaggerating there. I'm gonna talk about our server browser later today, but first, I want to understand everyone's reasons for wanting a server browser so I can make sure I explain what we're doing effectively. What is it about a server browser that's important to you important to you lot? Oh shit! Yeah, and people went in though, and people are going in, and yeah, you guys also should put it in the comments and respond to this tweet if you do have X or Twitter. And if you do have X or Twitter, I would love to have you there as well. First link in description for Insta, for the Grams, for the Twitters and X's and all that. So yeah, but that is a crazy thing, right? That they wanna know. I mean, don't you already know why people want server browser? I mean, it makes it easy, right? Like, people just can join any game they want to, see the player count, see the... And all in all, you know, server browser makes it so, you know, you wouldn't be in a manipulated lobby, because skill-based matchmaking and server browser, it's very, very tough, right? Yeah, I guess they're gonna find a way to F that up too, maybe one day, but server browsers and skill-based matchmaking doesn't work that well together. Now, we heard that we're gonna have server browser in the portal mode just the other day, so yeah. But I guess normal game mode we're not. Normal game mode's not gonna have it, but I guess you can, of course, you're gonna be able to make Conquest, Rush, Team Deathmatch, and all those modes on any map, on all the maps. You would be able to make it in server browser and join those games through, I guess, but this time through portal. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But some people are already going insane on that, and some people are like, okay, you know what, I'll wait to pre-order, which, I mean, you should definitely wait to pre-order. We're gonna have open beta, try it out. If you like it, then go for it. But yeah, let's continue. I want to know your thoughts on skill-based matchmaking. You want it, you don't want it, you think we're not gonna have it, or you think we're gonna have it but probably not like Call of Duty, or you think we're not gonna have it at all. I want to know your thoughts for sure.
Long-term competition, which they just haven't had for years now. And getting into some more details with that, over the past several years especially, I feel COD has been consistently upsetting many of its most dedicated and loyal fans. And doing this full time, I basically live in this community, so I'm always keeping a finger on the pulse of the community. And from what I've been seeing, at least in the dedicated community that's online talking about the game, so many people are at the point where they're just hanging on by a thread when it comes to Call of Duty, and they're essentially just buying it yearly out of habit and a lack of something else to play that's a viable competitor to Call of Duty. And I think Call of Duty's really been taking advantage of that. And let's have a look at just a handful of the big things that I feel Call of Duty's been doing over the past several years that they've been able to comfortably get away with because of a lack of competition. The first big thing is forced disbanding lobbies, which destroyed the feeling of any sort of in-game community that Call of Duty used to have. And that used to be a big part of Call of Duty.
Yeah, and that we all know, but for some, for two people that do not know, disbanding lobbies basically they want to make sure you get in a new lobby after every match because of skill-based matchmaking. Because after every match, the algorithm like calculates, right? It calculates, and then it puts you. It's scummy, man. It really is manipulative. The entire algorithm. Even if you're for skill-based matchmaking, dog, you cannot defend EOMM, right? EOMM on top, so it calculates, and skill-based matchmaking, EOMM, they want to make sure that, you know, you also buy tons of skins. It's gonna know whether you're gonna buy like a Butthead and Beavis skin, or you're gonna buy the friendly BBC Online skin, you know what I'm saying? Like that, yeah, so... It's manipulative, man. Like, damn, man. All because of $1, man. I get it. It's a business, guys. I understand. Gotta make money. And absolutely, everybody watching this video deserves the world, okay? You deserve to make the most amount of money you can. You need to. You gotta. Absolutely. I'm not against you or any of these corporations or any of these companies making money. You gotta make the money. You gotta make the money. That's how the world goes. So that's how the world works. But come on, man, like, damn, bro, there's gotta be a different way. I mean, there is a different way. You're selling the game for $70, man. What the hell?
Way back in the day, the in-game community was a huge part of the experience, and it was always thriving with Call of Duty. And I considered that to be a big draw to the franchise, and they just threw that away with the launch of Modern Warfare 20.
Oh, man. Butthead and Beavis. And that's the thing, people do buy skins, man. So, and I'm sure one of you, do not look behind you. I know one of you have bought skins, or you're still buying skins, and you're like, yeah, I never buy. Nah, come on, man, stop lying, guys, stop lying. This is probably why they do this shit, because they know people buy these skins, right? So...
2019. Additionally, and kind of tying in with that, they've also tightened up their matchmaking parameters to the point where it feels like you get punished for performing well in Call of Duty just in public matches. Additionally, with how they're handling that matchmaking, it seems like ping is not a priority at all, and they seem to be perfectly willing to sacrifice your ping to get you a better skill match, which has obviously made a lot of players, like myself, quite upset. This matchmaking system has also created a massive discrepancy in the experience with the game depending on your skill level, and for many, this has destroyed the game as a viable social outlet where they can play with their friends if their friends are at a notably different skill level than them, because the discrepancy...
I can vouch on that, because I remember when Modern Warfare 19 came out, my friends, they do play a lot more than I do. And yeah, so if they were hosting lobbies because their stats are better than mine and they play Rainbow Six Siege, they are cracked, addicted, and they no life those games. I mean, they're doing nowadays they don't no life the way they used to, but still though, right? Like they play more than me, okay? They play more than me, and they're better than me in FPS games, because I barely play and I kind of quit, right? So and now I'm gonna come back to it, but yeah, that's the thing though. So Modern Warfare 19. If they were hosting a lobby, it was game over. It was literally, I would have the most unfun lobbies ever. I would be like 2 kills, 18 deaths. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if I play by myself, then it would be like, okay, you know, 20 kills, 18 deaths. Yeah, like, wow, 1 KD, whatever, right? So, yeah, it really did destroy the social aspect, the friend aspect. I guess you can make it work sometimes, but yeah, it really did destroy the fun aspect of the game for a lot of people, man.
Discrepancy between playing in a party where you have mixed MMRs working together versus your own MMR when you matchmake solo, it became such a different experience that it broke up many friend groups that otherwise would have played COD or moved them to other games entirely. Additionally, something that's gotten especially bad this year with Black Ops 6, it feels like they've really turned Call of Duty into a shot first, game second mindset, where it seems like the game itself is just a vehicle to sell skins, rather than creating an excellent game first and then offering skins on top of the excellent game, but the game itself is the priority. These days, it seems like selling skins is the priority, and the skins themselves have been getting more and more ridiculous over time, to the point where Call of Duty doesn't even have an identity anymore. Or even
real quick though, my question is, yo, is the homie exclusivist getting invited out by Activision? Because he's saying what he's saying is facts, right? But I'm kind of worried, like, they're not gonna invite him out after this one, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't want the homie to not be invited out. I mean, yeah, bro, like, get those early access, absolutely. But yeah, I'm not against that or none of that, bro. Like, yeah, bro, it's like, yeah, if you like it, you like it, right? But that's the thing, man. He is speaking facts, and Activision do not like facts. They don't like facts. So I don't know, man.
Even the bare minimum of having a cohesive art style within the same game. That's something that tends to get a mixed response, but I know that has turned a ton of people away from the game, and it's definitely contributed heavily toward pushing me away from the franchise. On top of that, their anti-cheat efforts haven't been meeting general expectations in the community, and at the same time, it's caused a lot of frustration with overly aggressive communication bans. Just recently, there was a big ban wave with permanent bans from the franchise if you were a first-time offender for boosting, or even just going AFK in a game. You could get yourself permanently banned from playing Call of Duty forever by doing that as a first-time offense, which...
When you say AFK, you mean... Okay, because I translated that as somebody that perhaps gone on a pee break and he's in the lobby but not moving. That cannot be true. That cannot. He's probably talking about something else that I'm not aware of right now.
Which, to be clear, I'm fine with a punishment for people doing that.
AFK as in like two boxing, like those kind of things. Is that what he's talking about?
But a permanent ban for a first-time offender is insane in my eyes, and that obviously turned a lot of those people that got banned for that from fans of the franchise to enemies of the franchise at this point. And then to top all of that off, the shadow ban system has been pretty harsh for a lot of players over the years as well, where players that have done nothing wrong but are often really good players that get a lot of reports for being a really good player, they've been realistically unable to play the game for sometimes weeks at a time because they end up in a limited matchmaking state because they've been reported.
In simpler words, Call of Duty's cooked, y'all. Simple words. It's Joe over. Did you see this video though? Check this video out. This is an insane one. This is real life footage that got shared around, and it's making the waves, and it's just pure insanity. It's real life footage. Check it out, and I'll see you right there.